Hey guys, what's up? This is Adam in China with a new experimental run. It says Parabola X by Biosira Pharmaceuticals out of India. It says trenbolone acetate. Each tablet contains 25 mg's of trenbolone acetate. Okay, well, that's a little strange considering trenbolone acetate is not really bioavailable. So that's a discrepancy that I don't really know about. Should be methylated tren. It does have all the hologram, the dates, and all that stuff, and it's got the hologram on the back. So it's probably legitimate Biosira, but whether or not it's actually trenbolone, and this is why I say that because number one, it says trenbolone acetate. It should say methyltrianolone, but um, this is what the pills look like. I know I'm not a high tech guy and I should be like taking pictures and doing picture inlays, but I'm using my cell phone because in China, using YouTube's a pain in the ass. But this is what the pills look like, okay? They're just white, there's no stamp on them. They taste a little sugary. Now, I did BM Pharmaceuticals Anavar about 6 months ago, and that shit was pretty good, and it was about the same price, and it looked the same, and it actually tasted the same. Considering BM Pharmaceuticals is out of India, and this is also out of India, I highly doubt this is actually trenbolone, methyltrianolone. Um, it's probably Anavar. And I read another article by some guy who tried Biosira, and he said he bought Anavar and had it tested. He didn't say by whom he had it tested, and he didn't really give any other information other than, yeah, I had it tested and it came back as stanazolol. Well, who knows what? You know, maybe, maybe not. But it's kind of strange that this doesn't say methyltrianolone. And of course, it is India, so maybe they don't have that in their vocabulary. Maybe they just call it trenbolone acetate. But considering BM is in India, and considering that the Anavar I took looked exactly the same and tasted exactly the same, I'm willing to bet this is the same exact stuff I got. Biosira Pharmaceuticals could very well be the same company as BM, Biosira Manufacturing. I don't know what BM stands for, but through the process of deduction, we can come up with a reasonable conclusion that it's the same fucking company. Now, I can get stanazolol and I can get primobolan. And what I should have done was buy one of the tren and one of the primobolan just to see if they're the exact same thing. Because if they're both white pills and they both taste the same, then it's probably the same stuff. Considering their primobolan is the same price as their oral trenbolone, it probably is the same thing. But here's the thing: stanazolol makes me into a dick. If I take 50 to 75 a day, I get really strong and I get leaned out for whatever reason. Maybe it has a higher affinity for fat than the beta receptors in fat cells or whatever. I don't know. Or there's no water. I don't know, but it makes me a fucking dick. So I can tell. I'll know in 2 or 3 days if this is actually stanazolol because it'll make me more aggressive and more of an asshole. When I did the BM Pharmaceuticals Anavar, like I said, it tasted a little sweet and it was the same exact. Now the difference is these pills don't break up as easily, so that is a little different. But they dissolve just as quick as the BM Anavar, and they taste pretty much the same. And that BM Anavar is pretty good. I mean, I liked it. So it had good effects, strength, and overall leaning out. But it was not stanazolol for sure. So the one guy who said he got Anavar from Biosira and had it tested, and I don't remember if he mentioned a lab, but there was no real information about anything, so who knows if that's true or not. But anyway, I'm wondering if this is methyltrianolone or if it's Anavar. or if it's stanozolol. I'll know, like I said, you do 100 mg's of stanozolol a day, you'll fucking know it. You'll know it in a couple of days. Your joints will hurt. You'll be a lot more aggressive. Your sex drive will be up, and you'll be a little bit more vascular. I've never done methyltrinolone, so I don't know what to expect. But I do know that it's got a bioavailability of about 15%. So by taking 100 mg's of this stuff a day, I'm only really getting like 15 mg's of tren. Um, I can run tren as high as 150 a day, and I have. And very seldom do I get night sweats anymore. And uh, you know, I don't really. Sometimes I get tren cough depending on the tren it is, but the only tren I ever tried that gave me really bad tren cough was the tren base by Purple Panda, and that shit was incredible. I mean, as soon as it hit my bloodstream, I would wheeze and cough for like 5 minutes. And the first time I ever did that shit, I thought I was gonna fucking die, man. That shit was horrible. But Purple Panda, if you can get their tren base, it's fucking good, man. It's the best tren. It's even better than Pharmacom tren. So Purple Panda's pretty good. I like that stuff. But here in China, which is kind of weird because they're out of China, but they don't. Their product line has, they've reduced their product line for Chinese shipping, so I can't get the trim base anymore. Anyway, that being said, so hopefully I'll get something out of this, and I'll have a positive report, and you guys can know a little bit more about Biosira. But like I said, it doesn't. These pills do not break up. I mean, I'm trying to pinch it with, and the BM Anavar will flake and chip if you use the same amount of force. So this is a little bit different compound. Like I said, I should have bought the parabolan that way, or the primobolan that way. I could see if it's the same color, the same texture, the same taste. You don't really need to get it tested. I mean, you got taste, you got feel, you got your own way of testing shit if you're clever about it. So true, it's not scientific, but through the process of deduction, like I said, you can figure out if it's the same thing or if it's different. All right, so that being said, Biosira, I'm going to do this. They're 100 tabs, 25 mg's. I'm going to do between 3 and 4 tabs a day. So we're talking about 25 days, which is plenty of time to see results. So I'll be back in about a week and a half with some strength updates and physique updates and all that good shit. Pretty soon I'll be posting a different kind of content on here. It'll basically be about China life, and I need to figure out how to do video inlays and picture inlays and shit like that. So if any of you guys can help me with that, please post a link or some shit about how to do video inlays and picture inlays, because I really want to know how to do that so I can share some things about like what's really going on here in China. Okay, so that's that, and look forward to giving you a report back about Biosira Parabola X, 25 mg's trenbolone acetate. That does raise a flag that it doesn't say methyltrianolone, but who knows. All right, so that's that, and peace.